Good evening and welcome. We're from the Blue Devil Stadium on Norcross High School. It's Chattahoochee against Norcross here in the first round of the GHSA 6A state football tournament. We got a second down and 10 at the 20. Chattahoochee kicked off. Norcross got a touchback and was incomplete on first down. Now here's a shot to a bubble screen to Clinton Lynch on the left side, far side. I'm sorry, that was Miles Autry. He'll get 4 yards to the 24, bringing up a 3rd and 6. I'm John Morgo. Thanks so much for joining us here. GHSA Georgia State Playoff football action. This is 6A, and it's going to be the 6th seed from Region 6, the Chattahoochee Cougars, against the 1 seed and the second-ranked team in the state of Georgia in the top classification, the Norcross Blue Devils. Norcross coming in undefeated, 10-0, riding that region title in a tough 7. Chattahoochee comes in at the 4 seed. They had to beat Centennial on the last Thursday of the regular season to book their ticket here in the playoffs. It's 3rd and 6 from about the 24. Joseph Wilbur back. He's going to go that near side again, diving for a first down. Let's see if he caught it and was in play. I think it was Trey Smith, I believe. And that will be 4th down and not much. And Keith Maloof electing to punt here as it was incomplete. They ruled that Trey Smith had a couple of feet out of bounds. So Norcross goes 3 and out here in the early going. Thank you for joining us here on Play On Sports as we have exclusive coverage of the Georgia High School Football Championship. 5 weeks headed down to a date at the Georgia Dome in mid-December. Chattahoochee's got 2 players deep. Here's the kick from Bingham. It's going to go over the top. Take a good Norcross bounce. Stopped at the 30. This is going to be a run by number 13, Colin Lisa. And that'll be 1st down and 10 for the Cougars at their own 30-yard line. Norcross has a 4-2 record in the matchup between these two teams. They used to be in the same region a couple of years ago, only for 2 seasons. Norcross won both games. Then after that, Chattahoochee went down to what was then 4A and then rolled off a 15-win season en route to a state title, the only one for Terry Crowder and his program. 1st and 10 now for the Cougars. There's the handoff. Gets a couple. And that's going to be number 7, C.J. Leggett. Leggett will get a couple. So we've got, again, plenty of playoff action here today. We'll hopefully give you some scores here. Chattahoochee going right to left across your computer monitor. Devils went 3 and out. They have an explosive offense. This is number 15, Travis Marshall. Marshall chased, going to the near side, and brought down behind the line of scrimmage. That's a good. That's number 25, Lorenzo Carter, credited with a big sack there, bringing up 3rd down and a lot, 3rd and 12. So big defense stand for Norcross here. Chattahoochee has lost their last 5 playoff appearances against Gwinnett County teams. Last time they beat a team from Gwinnett in the playoffs was a win over Collins Hill back in '99. Marshall back deep. He's got a running back to the next to him. Looks like he's going to change the line of change the play. That's C.J. Leggett next to him. And time called. We have got 9:25 remaining, and I believe a delay of game penalty called against Chattahoochee. So Chattahoochee flagged for the DOG penalty, and that'll back the ball to the 24.
That'll bring up 3rd down and 17 yards to go.
3rd and 17. Chattahoochee had a big victory against Centennial on that Thursday game. Centennial went 0-5, but 1-3 to knock on the door of the playoffs, and it just came down to a winner-take-all matchup. Chattahoochee down 20-17 going into the 4th quarter in that matchup before rebounding to win. Handoff, Marshall will take it himself to the 30, and about to the 34, 35, 34. They'll gain, it'll be about 4th and 7. 2 3-and-outs here for both teams. It'll be back to Norcross. Miles Autry deep. Watch out for Miles Autry back there. He is a very dangerous punt returner. He's already had a couple come back all the way. Here's the kick, and they will flag for a roughing the kicker penalty. Going, just ran into number 90, 99, Matt Morgan. So that's easily going to be a penalty. This should give Chattahoochee, well, it'll be a 5-yard. Just it's running into the kicker, not the personal foul of roughing the kicker. So they're still going to have to do it. They're still going to have to give the ball away because instead of a 4th and 7, it'll be a 4th and 2. So Chattahoochee, even though the 5 yards coming up, doesn't really hurt them. So as I said earlier, Chattahoochee with that 20 was down to Centennial, 20-17, rattled off 17 straight points in the 4th quarter in order to get the victory over the Knights. And the C.J. Leggett had a 4-yard touchdown, but the big play was a 65-yard pass to Colin Lisa from Travis Marshall. That really put the nail in the Knights' coffin. 4th and 2. Here's the punt from number 94. He's clean. It'll go to Autry at about the 27. And Autry gets out of 1, going backwards, 25-20, almost made the quarter. Now he'll cut up in the middle, 35-40, and he's down at the 43-44. They had some arms on him, trying to get him back behind the line of scrimmage, but Travis Autry, Miles Autry, very slippery player, got out of it and made something out of nothing there, giving the Devils decent field position with 7:55 remaining in the first quarter. Devils ahead, no score, 0-0, 40, it's at the 44. Joseph Wilbur is going to elect to go in an I formation, 2 receivers to the far, 1 to the near. Ball on the near hash. He's going to go to Alvin Kamara to the 50 and down around the 48. Well, they'll mark it at midfield. It'll be about a 2nd and 3. Norcross comes into this game with the 5th ranked offense in 6A with a 40.1 and the 6th ranked defense only allowing 12.7. Chattahoochee 19th in offense, 30.7 points a game, and their defense ranked 12th, giving up 17.6. It'll be 2nd down and 3 approximately. Ball resting at midfield. Now Wilbur's going to change the formation, going to more of a pistol. He's got a man in motion, 2 to the near, 1 to the far. And that play will be blown dead. Somebody moved. See who's going to get called for the illegal motion. It'll be Norcross, and they'll push it back to the 45. Make it 2nd and 9. Again, this is the first week of playoff action. Games all around. We'll be checking in with the scoreboard a lot as we go along here tonight. You can tune to PlayOn.sports. You can go to the main menu, see all sorts of games going on around the state. It's 2nd and 9 from the 45. Wilbur, he's lost it. He's had a wide open man there in the middle. And it's going to go incomplete. It'll be 3rd down. He was looking for number 22, Brendan Green. Norcross in those gray jerseys with the blue numbers. Kind of hard to pick up. Chattahoochee, white jerseys, blue numbers with a blue stripe. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the St. Louis Rams. And Norcross, looking just a bit like the Seattle Seahawks almost. with the exception of that gray helmet with the silver N. Big third down play with 6:41 on the clock here in the third quarter, and the referees are going to call this play dead. It'll be a timeout, and that'll be credited to Coach Keith Maloof. Keith Maloof is I think he's the first longest tenured I think he's the second longest tenured head coach of Gwinnett County behind Cecil Flo of Parkview. Terry Crowder has been at Chattahoochee a long time himself. Chattahoochee only started playing football in 1991. We'll be checking the scoreboard all throughout the night. The game at the opposite end of this bracket pits the South Gwinnett Comets against the Milton Eagles. And the winner of this matchup will take on the winner of that matchup in the second round of the state playoffs, which will take place the day after Thanksgiving. Checking the scores. I don't see anybody reporting any scores here tonight, but it's still a little early. Back for the timeout, 3rd and 9. Chattahoochee with 3 in the box. It looks like they're going to rush blitz a linebacker. Wilbur, plenty of time. Got a man, caught. This is Clinton Lynch in Chattahoochee territory down at the 38.
Down to the 38-yard line.
Good play going to the senior. Good play going to the junior, Clinton Lynch. And that moves the chains. First down of the night. And moving it into Cougar territory at the 38. Now another formation, 3 to the near side. Norcross showing multiple formations in this ball game. Flag down as they give it to Kamara near side, pushed out at around the 25. This would be enough for the first down, but I'm going to go with holding on the penalty used to spring Kamara. Alvin Kamara, the preseason Gwinnett Super 6 pick as named by the Gwinnett Daily Post. He's had a very good season. Yep, holding against Norcross. Got that one picked right.
Personal foul against Chattahoochee.
Oh. I thought he pointed to Norcross, didn't he? Here we go. We got some scores here on the Score Atlanta scoreboard. The Play-On's partners here. Grayson, no problem with Wheeler in the early going, 14-0. It's Lovejoy 7, Tri-Cities 0. While the officials discuss it, we've got 6:07 on the clock. See if we've got some other early scores to report. West Forsyth has got a lead over Collins Hill, 7-6. I'm sorry, 7-0. All right, it will go against Chattahoochee. I'm going to look at the arc. I think these penalties are going to offset. We got one, then the other. They did mark off the holding against Norcross, and then another penalty against Chattahoochee, 15-yard variety. That'll move the ball all the way to the 33. It's Flowery Branch 7, North Paulding 6. That's in the first quarter. East Paulding 7, Clark Central 0. Southwest DeKalb's got a 7-0 lead over Cal. It's going to be a first and about a 5 play. Fake the handoff over the middle. Here's your man. 20, 15, 10, going for the end zone. Miles Autry trips up, literally, at the 2.
Down to the 5-yard line. First and goal, Norcross.
That shows just how dangerous Miles Autry can be. We thought Alvin Kamara would have a good year, and he has. Although he did suffered an ankle sprain against Parkview, and that he limped along for a couple games. He's healthy now, but Miles Autry has definitely taken up the slack in his absence, as he hasn't been full strength. He is going to hand off to Autry. I'm sorry, Kamara. Let's see who it.
Kamara down close to the goal line.
Yeah, it's close to the goal line. That looked like a busted play off the low snap. That'll make it 2nd and goal from the 1. On probably the first real fall Friday night in Georgia. It's been very good weather for the start of the regular season. And jumping over the pile is Alvin Kamara. With 5:15 on the clock, Norcross takes the lead, 6-0. A 1-yard jump. Actually, not really a jump, more of a hurdle. And that puts the Devils on the board. Here's the kick from Joseph Mahfoud. It's up. And it's no good. So the kick misses, and with 5:15 on the clock here in the first quarter, Norcross takes a 6-0 lead over the Chattahoochee Cougars. Back in a moment here on Play On Sports. Six nothing Devils. Early going here, this matchup from Blue Devil Stadium at Norcross High School. John Morgo here on the Play On Sports Network. Thank you very much for joining us. 5 weeks of exciting action here in Georgia commencing right now. This is what everything has led up to. And so far, Norcross draws first blood in their matchup against the Chattahoochee Cougars. These two teams pretty close to each other. I would argue that Norcross is closer to Chattahoochee High School than they are to some of their rivals. Here's the long kick from Blake Bingham. Lands at the 10. And this is C.J. Leggett. And he'll get it about to the 20. And that'll be Cougar football. We got a flag down right after the play. Might be an inadvertent face mask. No, it's a personal foul against Norcross. South Effingham takes a 12-0 lead over Westside Macon. That's in the first. It's Noonan over Alcovey, 9-0. And Lassiter has a 7-0 lead on Brookwood. That's also in the first. So the penalty will move the ball to the 35. And that's where the Cougars will take over. They're down 6-0. Mahfoud missed the extra point. In shotgun is Travis Marshall. Fakes the handoff, fires the screen. It's batted in the air and knocked down. Zach Clattis tried to get a hand on it after it got batted in the air. Couldn't do it. And it'll be 2nd and 10. Looking for the other tonight, as I said earlier, it's Region 7 against Region 6. Mill Creek and Alpharetta, no score in that one. Alpharetta's the 2 seed in the playoffs. Travis Marshall, lot of time. Now he's flush. He's gonna have to get rid of it. Gets a nice sideline pass. And that looked like Lorenzo Carter, who went Superman on him. Tried to do a jump. Tried to do a big jump over there. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 10. Ball resting at about the 35. Marshall. And that play again blown dead.
Penalty marker down.
This has been a very...
Delay a game against Chattahoochee.
That's the second delay of game penalty, second DOG penalty. And that's going to put Marshall in. Now put Marshall in Coach Crowder's doghouse. They'll back it up to the 30, and that makes it 3rd and 15. So that's the second DOG penalty called against the Cougars in this first quarter. Marshall waits. Now he's going to be on the move. And that's a sack down. That's another sack. Well, it won't go as a sack. But you got to credit Michael Marshall, number 57, on that, bringing him down. Another 4th down for the Cougars. I mentioned that Norcross with the 6th-ranked defense in 6A, giving up 12.7 points a game. I think that's Clinton Lynch back there. No, I'm sorry, it is Autry. Miles Autry, number 5, is their main punt returner. Here's the kick from Shane Burke. Autry gets it on the run to 25, and that's where he's brought down. Number 23, Kieran Ashley. Okay, now this has to be a misprint, because on my program, when they give me Kieran Ashley's grade, there's just a 1. So he is the oldest first grader I've ever seen in my life. 4:05 on the clock. Ball is at the 24-yard line. It's just a 1. No 1-0, 1-1, or 1-2. It's just a 1. Now Shane, the punter is 94. There is no 94 for Chattahoochee on my roster. I'm guessing it's Shane Burke. Here is Alvin Kamara, and he'll be brought down at the 25. Dwayne Bartholomew, number 2 on the stop. He'll pick up maybe 2. Goes to the 26, 2nd and 8.
And don't forget, if you'd like to purchase Norcross Spirit Wear, you can do that by going to the pods and back in the stadium.
2nd and 6. Grayson put another touchdown on Wheeler. It's 21-0. That one's not even out of the first. Valdosta North Cobb tied at 7. Another penalty. Another delay of game, I want to say. 3rd one in the early going. This one will be the first, if it is a delay of game penalty, against Norcross. I didn't see anybody move, so I think this has got to be what it is. Nope, false start. I guess somebody did move. Lovejoy has a 14-0 lead over Tri-Cities. That's in the first. West Forsyth has increased their lead over Collins Hill, 17-0. And Walton has taken a 7-0 lead on Parkview. Now here's an interesting story for you. Well, after the 5 yards were marked off, ball is at the 20. Wilbur, a lot of time, dump play to Kamara, and he's immediately brought down by Trey Hillman. Another penalty right at the stop. This could be an inadvertent face mask, because it was right at the stop. There was nobody near the area. Sure enough, face mask against Chattahoochee. It'll be a 5-yard penalty. And while Norcross will take the yards, it'll make it 3rd and about, I want to say 9. But I think, 2nd down, they're going to repeat the down. 5 yards, and they get the down back. So that's a big play.
2nd down and 9 yards to go.
Big mistake for the Cougars, because it wasn't much of a gain. But they pick up 5 yards and get the down back. Wilbur goes to the near side. He's got Kamara with a lot of room. 35 and pushed out to 40. Pushing him out is Brian Sykes. A lot of space there underneath the Chattahoochee zone. And Alvin Kamara exploited it. Big first down, and that was set up by the face mask penalty the previous play. 1st and 10 at the 37, ball on the far hash. Devils go one each side. Eye backfield, and there is a lot of Cougars there for Kamara. John Sanders, the junior, number 43, led it. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage at the 37, I'm sorry. Tucker's got a 7-3 lead over Creekview. That's in the first. Hard season for Tucker. They're on the road for the first round. The reigning state champion is what was 4A. Now they get moved up to 5A in the going up to 6. Wilbur, a lot of time. He's got a man. Brendan Green caught it and dropped it after the hit was laid by Miles Hill. And Green is still down. With 1:45 remaining. Green caught it, and Hill just laid the lumber. And that separated him from the football. Marist 13, Gilbert nothing. That's in the first quarter. My father should be watching that game from his home in Henderson, Nevada. Now they helped Brendan Green up. Actually, I'm hoping he has his computer screen split between this one and the Marist game. Phil Etheridge doing on that call right here on Play On. Got crews all over the place here tonight. As we are York's, well, there is one game on GPB, our Play On's corporate partner. They're over at the McEachern Colquitt County game. Kind of interesting little trip there. It's 3rd and 10. Back at the 37. Wilbur looking for the play. He's got to worry about a delayed game penalty. After they help Brendan Green off. Wilbur fakes, double pumps, going for it all. Nice. Clinton Lynch just couldn't hang on to it. Came back for the football. It looked like he got it, but at the very last second he couldn't hang on to it. And the referee's calling the play dead back at the line of scrimmage. He's talking it over. Not sure this will be a penalty against Chattahoochee. It might be. It might. I don't see Laundry. We got 1:37 on the clock. Norcross ahead 6-0. Devils will be flagged for an eligible receiver. Chattahoochee will probably decline that penalty. St. Pius 21, Dawson County 0. Also in the first. It's North Hall over Woodward Academy 7-0. White County Blessed Trinity 0-0.
That penalty is declined by Chattahoochee. That'll bring it 4th down.
So needless to say, Chattahoochee will decline that penalty. And it'll be 3rd down. Tommy Tate, middle linebacker / punter for the Devils. Here's the kick. Good one by Tate. Fair catch called at the 31. That's where Colin Lisa will put it down. We got 1:30 remaining. Devils up 6-0. Chattahoochee has yet to get a first down this contest. Devils have been able to drive a little bit, but they just want to own the clock, own the time of possession. We got some people here from Chattahoochee. Again, this school is about, they told me it's 15 minutes away, if that. Like I said, I think Norcross is closer to Chattahoochee than they are to their longtime rival of North Gwinnett and Peachtree Ridge. Definitely closer than Mill Creek and Collins Hill. I know that for sure. Another, and Chattahoochee is both teams very sloppy getting their plays off here in the early going. Norcross to be flagged for the offsides. Chattahoochee coming into the ball game with a 7-3 mark. They lost games to Alpharetta and Johns Creek. They did beat West Forsyth by 1 point, 29-28. West Forsyth went on to win the region. On the 1st and 5, Marshall decides to go deep. No, I'm sorry, dumps it to Leggett. Leggett will get the first of the night for the Cougars at about the 43. And that will be the first down for the Cougars. Again, it's referee-aided first down, but still the chains move regardless. We got a $1:15 on the clock. Man in motion is Avery Ward. Leggett. And somehow squirts through a hole at the line of scrimmage and will pick up 2 or 3. Puts it at the 48. 2nd and a long 6. Jaquan Frazier on the stop.
2nd down and 6 yards to go.
Chattahoochee known for the Whiteside brothers. Charlie Whiteside was the quarterback of Clemson. He went to the Seahawks. He started here, as did his brother Kane. Back deep, Marshall. He's got to get rid of it. But instead he'll go down. He'll drop the football, but that was Lorenzo Carter, who's basically been chasing him all night long. Carter has had at least 3 sacks, a couple of hurries, and this will be the final play of the first quarter. 1 is in the books, and the Chattahoochee Cougars are down to the Norcross Blue Devils, 6-0. We'll be right back after this. You're watching the Play On Sports Network's coverage of Georgia High School football playoffs. We're about ready to start here for Blue Devil Stadium. I'm John Wargo. Thanks for staying with us. We got an exciting one here. It's the Norcross Blue Devils and the Chattahoochee Cougars. Norcross with the better of it in the first quarter, a 6-0 lead. Alvin Kamara hurdled the line of scrimmage and went in from 1 yard out. The kick was wide left. On the 3rd down, Marshall has to get rid of it. There was a receiver in the area. Avery Ward was there. And that's going to bring up another 4th down. So Chattahoochee with the 1 first down, even though it was referee aided, so they still can't get defense, still preventing them from getting 10 yards. Back deep is number 94. Again, there is no 94 on my Chattahoochee football roster. The only punter listed on the roster itself is Shane Burke. So we're going to say it's him until somebody says differently. Miles Autry back deep for the Devils. He's standing as 25. Very interesting formation. Are they going to kick it or are they going to try to go for it? He'll kick it. Autry gets it on the fly. Gets around some corners. 40, 45, does a nice hurdle move. Tries to beat the kicker, and Burke pushes him down at the 29. Shane Burke saves a touchdown, but the Devils have prime real estate at the Cougar 29-yard line. Other scores in the second quarter, Northside Warder Robins has a 20-0 lead over Effingham County. Tucker has increased their lead over Creekview 14-3. Kell has answered Southwest DeKalb. They're tied at 7. Wilbur's got Clinton Lynch in motion. Fake, he'll give it to Lynch. To the 30, 25 over that far side, down at the 20. Looked like Trey Hillman on the stop, number 9. And there as well Dwayne Bartholomew, but we got another flag down. Well, maybe we don't have. I thought I heard them say penalty flag. Apparently not. 2nd and 1 at the near the 21, near the 20. It's a short. It's a long 2, short 1. Wilbur goes into a more traditional backfield. Sometimes they use the spread, sometimes Wildcats, sometimes a pistol. There's a pitch to a Kamara. Now there's a flag down, and he's pushed back to the 10. And this probably will be holding. Oh, the inadvertent face mask against Norcross. Oh, holding. I was right the first time. So a Devils flag for holding. It'll be a spot foul. And the ball will be at push back. Down to the 32. 7 penalties for the Devils here in the early going. Chattahoochee's been penalized a couple of times too. It's a flag-filled evening here at Norcross High School, as the second-ranked Devils have their playoff opener against the Chattahoochee Cougars. After the fake, Wilbur finds a lot of room. He'll cross the 20 and get it down to the 18. This should be enough for the first. Might be a few inches short. It'll be a short yard. Winner of this matchup will face the winner of the South Gwinnett-Milton matchup. Right now the Comets have taken a 14-0 lead over the Eagles. The Eagles feature Carl Lawson on their defense. ESPN has ranked Lawson as the second best defensive end in the entire country. Wilbur gets a sneak, and he'll get the first. I saw Milton about halfway through the season in a 45-31 victory over Roswell. Called that game for Georgia Public Broadcasting. Saw Peyton Barber have an 80-yard touchdown. Milton's got probably a pretty good running back tandem. They would probably good enough to rival the duo of Wilbur and Miles Autry. And Alvin Kamara. I'm sorry, Alvin Kamara and Miles Autry. 1st and 10 for Norcross at about the 17. Kamara, steady diet, sheds tackles, past the 10, and around to the 7. Close to a first down. And is it going to be a first down? Nope, it'll be 2nd and 9. 2nd and 1, I'm sorry. 9 yards, 2nd and 1, I'm sorry. West Forsyth has increased their lead over Collins Hill, 24-6. Second and short. Let's see if they do the Wilbur sneak like they did in the last second and short in that diamond running back formation. Everybody's expecting it. Instead, they go off tackle. That will be enough. They're going to go with Warren McWilliams, number 34, and it is a first down. They used to use Kevin Muhan in this situation, but Muhan sprained his ankle going over for a touchdown in a game midway through the season. And since then, Keith Maloof has realized he needs Muhan more as a linebacker than he does as a fullback. So when Muhan was ready enough to play, his fullback duties went to Warren McWilliams. First and goal for the Devils from about the 9.
Loose football.
Fumble on the snap. Wilbur comes up with it. Wilbur is the pitcher on the baseball team, so you know he's got an arm and some velocity to him.
We have second and goal from the 5.
Ball resting at the 5 after that sneak from McWilliams. Didn't get anything on the last play. The Red Elephants of Gainesville, 13-0 over Rome. And we're got another penalty flag down. Can't believe all the penalties we've had this game. Pretty amazing. Especially procedure penalties like that one. It's almost like it was the first game of the year. We got an upset brewing at Flowery Branch where North Paulding has a 21-7 lead over the Falcons. Flowery Branch won their first region championship in school history last week with a nail-biting win over the Red Elephants of Gainesville. Wilbur lobs. He's got Kamara. Touchdown! From about 10 yards out, Kamara picks up his second touchdown of the night. And that makes it 12-0 Norcross. At the 7:01 mark here in the second quarter. Now here's Mahfoud hoping to redeem himself after his last effort. It's up. And that one's through. With 7:01 remaining, it's Norcross 13 and Chattahoochee 0. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching Georgia High School Football Playoffs 2012 right here on the Play On Sports Network.
Georgia's own credit union, Global Freight Liquidators.
7 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. John Morgo from Blue Devils Stadium here at Norcross High School. Devils enjoy a 13-0 lead. 2 touchdowns from Alva Kamara. 1 via the ground, 1 via the air. And so far the Norcross defense has stepped up strong as well. Chattahoochee with just 1 first down, but they got it after a 1st and 5 play. Here's the kick. And they're gonna stop that play. Another penalty marker. 46 degrees our game time temperature. Offsides. Offsides probably against Norcross. Another motion penalty, another procedure penalty. We've had a bunch of them here in the early going. Just surprised by it all. The quality, the caliber of these two teams, and they're just committing all these motion penalties. Like I said, you'd think it was the first game of the year and not game number 11. Well, they'll try it again. Getting it is Leggett at the 30 as he'll be ridden down. And that's where Chattahoochee will take over. Marquise Mann on the stop.
First down for Chattahoochee at the 31.
Tavis Marshall threw for 212 yards and a touchdown in that game against Centennial. And that one touchdown was right at the end. That 65-yard pass to Colin Lisa that really nailed Centennial's season shut. They've also have losses to Kell and Alpharetta and Johns Creek. Those are the three teams that the Hooch, as they are known, has lost to. Leggett tries to go over a person, doesn't work. And Frazier brings him down. It's very hard to do a down goes Frazier when he's a defensive player. Usually he's the one bringing him down. 2nd and 8 at around the 34. Avery Ward in motion, and we're going to have another motion penalty. Just a matter of who will be flagged on. Chattahoochee with the draw. Lassiter still 7-0 over Brookwood. Johns Creek and North Gwinnett are knotted at 7. That's in the second. West Forsyth comfortably ahead of Collins Hill, 24-6. And it's Walton 7, Parkview nothing. 2nd down after the 5-yard penalty. Marshall with plenty of time. Finally gets Avery Ward over there on the far side. Ward will get a 1st down and more to about the 49. We haven't heard too much from his main target, Colin Lisa. Expecting to use Lisa just as a returner, apparently. 1st and 10 at the 48. No. Avery Ward had 4 catches for 64 yards against Centennial. Handoff. And there's no going for Chase Nelson. Back to the 45. We're under 6 minutes to play here in quarter number 2. Devils up 13-0 over the Chattahoochee Cougars in the first round of this state playoff game. First round. Devils rolled through Region 7 pretty well. Marshall again. He's going to try that sideline route. Almost picked off. That was Colin Lisa. Jaquan Simpkins, I believe, provided the coverage over there, number 4. That'll bring up 3rd and 14.
All right, Norcross. Let that defense hear ya.
Yeah, 3rd and 14. Norcross will pull 2 safeties back. Going deep, got a man, no. Looking for Rubin. That was... Yeesh. Yeah, I think they might get pass interference on Norcross. They might get him on Simpkins. Yep. Pass interference against Devils. That'll be an automatic 1st down. Moving the ball to the 40. It was tight, and I thought that they probably would call pass interference, but I did see a flag go down. But apparently one was thrown. First and 10 from the 41 of Norcross. Marshall's got a lot of room, and he'll get maybe back to the line of scrimmage. That's Michael Marshall again. Right there. Also there as well as Jamal Jones, number 9. Won't be credited as a sack as he did get back to the line at the 40. Man in motion. Marshall Has a receiver dialed in. That's Ruben. I'm sorry, that's Lisa. Lisa. And that is not going to be enough. Well, it might be enough. It'll be 3rd and maybe 2. Lisa got it on the slide. Marshall had Lisa pretty much dialed in that whole route. Calling Lisa a junior, Avery Ward a junior, CJ Leggett a junior. And Ward goes in motion. He elects to hand it off. 21, Chase Nelson. And Nelson will move it down to the 25. That'll be a first down. Another tackle for Lorenzo Carter. Chattahoochee moving the football now. Gotten a couple of first downs. The Cougars will get the ball to start the second half of action. We got 3:14 on the clock. Going for it on first down, and a good move by Alec Rubin. Too strong though, but he did a nice little stutter step to shed Sean Akins, number 3. Makes it 2nd and 10. Grayson up over Wheeler 28-6. Grayson just kind of, we didn't think Grayson was going to be the 1 seed in Region 8, but they managed to get in there on the last week of the year. Timeout called by the Cougars. They only have 1 left. Let's check more scores. McKeecher with a 3-0 lead over Colquitt County. That's in the first. Marietta and Lowndes at 3 apiece in the first. And it's Jefferson and Peach County. Peach County 7 over Jefferson. Creekside, Thomas County Central, they're tied at 7. North Cobb's got a touchdown over Valdosta, 14-7. Mill Creek just put a field goal on Alpharetta. That's 3-0 there. That's in the second. Lassiter and Eddie Prince jumping out over Brookwood, 21-0. Johns Creek, North Gwinnett still tied at 7. South Gwinnett 20, Milton 3. Hillgrove and Camden's tied at 7. The Hillgrove Hawks had to go all the way to Kingsland for that matchup. And if you're looking at interesting quarterfinal matchups, that's the Devils, Norcross's side of the draw, would face Camden County's side of the draw in the quarters. They'd have to do a coin flip to figure out who would be home and who would be away. They're going to blitz. Here comes Marshall, and there goes Marshall. Tommy Tate raced through a gap. Down went Marshall. Marshall has been harassed all night. He's had at least 2 sacks. I believe that's number 3. Usually it's been Lorenzo Carter who's been giving him fits, but not there. 3rd and a lot. Back at the 35, they're calling it a 3rd and about 18. Marshall. And he go down. No, he stays on his feet. Now he goes down. Another sack. Marshall again. And Marshall's had a couple of sacks too. 2:05 to go. 2 straight sacks. Back the ball up to the 38. 37. Norcross takes a timeout with just over 2 minutes remaining. Devils want to run their 2-minute offense and try to put some more points up. They're up 13-0. Chattahoochee was driving, but Norcross with 2 straight sacks put the Cougars in a 4th and a very long way. Tucker 28, Creekview 3, ML King 7, Sequoia nothing in the first. Heritage Conyers 14-0 over Allatoona. That's in the first. That's a little bit of a surprise there. Allatoona, the 1 seed coming out of that. Oh, I'm sorry. Allatoona was the 2 seed coming out of that region. It's Cairo 6, Riverdale 0. Marist has extended their lead over Gilmer 28-0. And looking around, Blessed Trinity's got a 7 on White County. St. Pius 28, Dawson County 14. And North Hall 7, Woodward 0. We're going to have a field goal try here. This will be a 54-yarder. And I believe this is by Matt Morgan. It's up, it's low, and it's really low.
And the kick is no good.
Well, sorry, that was Shane Burke again, I believe. With 1:59 to go, instead of punting, Chattahoochee tries for the field goal and misses. A 54-yard field goal attempt. And he missed it. He just got a line drive on it is what he did. And you know what? I bet I know who that kicker is. Devils will get the ball at the 20. Well, that was 94. And if I could find him on my roster. Wilbur. He's going to have to run it, and he'll try to dive for the first down. And that is a very generous spot. No, I'm sorry. The side judge got it at the 28. All right. Second and short. Second and 2. Getting the first down is Alvin Kamara. He'll jump past the 35 to the 36. Clock will stop and allow the chains to move.
First down, Norcross.
Okay, let's see. Devils. Now the clock goes with 1:19 to go. Wilbur going for it all. There's a strong arm. He's got Miles Autry, and he's got it in stride. 20, 10. Touchdown, Norcross! A 67-yard throw to Miles Autry. It looked like the defense for Chattahoochee, I'm going to say that was Justin Jackson, number 5, but don't quote me on that, tried to dive for the ball, missed. Autry got it, and just sauntered into the end zone for a score. And Norcross did what they wanted to do. They got that late touchdown before the break. Ah, there you are. Here's the kick from Mahfoud. And it is good. With 1:09 to go, Norcross increases their lead 20-0 over the Chattahoochee Cougars. We'll be right back. You're watching George High School football on the Play On Sports Network. John Borgo back here from Blue Devils Stadium. Devils with a quick touchdown before the end of the half. It makes it 20-0 over the Chattahoochee Cougars. Well, Colquitt County, the Packers put a touchdown on McKeecher, and that's 7-3. And North Cobb gone out over Valdosta 28-7. Camden County 14, Hillgrove 10. And everything else is pretty much the same since I last gave you score updates. Walton 7, Parkview nothing. They're at the half. Penalty must have been on Chattahoochee because that ball's at the 45. And that's going to allow Bingham an easy effort into the end zone. Norcross has 3 kickers doing 3 duties. The kickoff is Blake Bingham, the extra points are Joseph Mahfoud, and the punter is Tommy Tate. Bingham, the younger brother of Chris Bingham, who was the Devils punter last season. It's 1st and 10 at the 20. Let's see what Chattahoochee does here. Let's see whether or not Norcross will just send the rush as they've been doing. They're going to go on the ground to Nelson. Flag down. I'm sorry, Leggett. And Leggett will get to the 25, but let's check the flag. Norcross with another face mask. Second face mask of the night for the Devils on a penalty-filled night for both teams, but the Devils have gotten the worst of it. Ball is at the 27. Let's see, they're going to mark it from the spot. That should still be enough for the first down. Moving it to the 30. 1:01 remaining. Hopefully at halftime, but we'll have Brandon Brigham, who writes the Gwinnett Daily Post Blitz blog. He'll be joining us to talk playoffs. Now, this is Nelson. He's going to try to do the full Nelson, get to the full far side. Instead, he had the full Nelson applied to him. And Tate rides him out, stopping the clock and putting the ball still at the 30. We got 49 seconds remaining. 20-0 Norcross Blue Devils. Here in the first round of the state playoffs. Norcross with the 1 seed assured of at least 2 home games. And depending on what happens on the opposite side of the draw. Again, it all goes down to the Georgia Dome. 2nd and 9. Ward in motion. Hands off to Leggett, and he'll leg it to the 36-37. That'll be 3rd and 4, but the clock's moving. Chattahoochee with 1 timeout left. Let's see if they decide to take it or take one more play. Looks like they're going to take one more play. And it's another handoff to Leggett. He'll get to the 39. Clock is going to stop with 15 seconds. Norcross will call it. They want the ball. Figuring they could do something with it with 15 seconds. Both teams with 1 timeout. No, I'm sorry. Norcross has exhausted their timeouts. Sorry about that. Northside Warder Robins, well, we were just discussing there probably will be a running clock at the Northside Warder Robins Effingham County game. 34-0 the score on that one in favor of Northside Warder Robins. No real upsets. Well, there is one real upset jumping out at me, and that's the North Paulding Flowery Branch game, which features North Paulding up 21-7, the 4th-seeded North Paulding Raiders. Whitewater whiting out Lee County 49-0. That's still in the second. Alatoonah's come back against Heritage Conyers 17-14 in favor of the Bucks. Hughes 9, Rockdale County 0. And yes, Rockdale County got into the playoffs even with a 3-7 record. Now Chattahoochee will spend a timeout. They'll have 1 to go. They wanted to see who Norcross was going to bring out. I don't know. It's kind of amazing that people still kick to Miles Autry back there. We've got something going on. I see a fire engine moving around, trying to get out of here with its lights on. You can't. It's out of range of our camera position. But I don't know if you can hear the whoop whoop of the engine. Like I said, we'll also listen into some of the band, hopefully, as I talk to Brandon Brigman. 4th and 1. I don't think I don't think Adam Abdulloui will be attempting another field goal anytime soon. They're going to go for it. And they did what they wanted to do. Got a man to jump for the Devils. Another penalty. That's Michael Marshall. And that'll give Chattahoochee a couple more yards. But with 15 seconds to go, kind of wondering if Terry Crowder is going to try to offsides Norcross all the way down the field. Well, ball rests at the 44. Man in motion. That is Lisa. But they're going to rush it here to Leggett. And Leggett is not going to get past the Norcross front line. And this should do it for your first quarter, for your first half, I'm sorry. It's the score after 24. It's Norcross 20 and Chattahoochee 0. We'll be right back. You're watching Georgia High School football right here on the Play On Sports Network.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Welcome back to halftime here at Blue Devil Stadium at Norcross High School. Halftime here in the first round state playoff matchup between the Norcross Blue Devils and Chattahoochee Cougars. Devils ahead 20-0 at the half, and I'm joined by the Blitz writer for the Gwinnett Daily Post, Brandon Brigham. Brandon, thanks for joining us here tonight at halftime.
Oh, no problem. I appreciate you having me on here. Just trying to stay warm.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's nice being in this warm press box opposed to being outside. It just seems to me that Norcross has gone to what they've done all year. They're just using Kamara and Autry. Yeah,
when you got two of the state's best players, you got to find ways to put the ball in their hands, and they've done a good job of that tonight.
Well, enough with this game. Let's talk about the playoffs as a whole. What's your main thing you're looking at? What's the one thing that you're looking at as we go into this postseason?
With Norcross?
Well, with anybody. With Gwinnett County, that's your area of expertise.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, with the region champs, Grayson and Norcross, you're kind of looking at those two probably being Gwinnett's best shot for making deep playoff runs. Fortunately, they're on both sides of the brackets, on either side of the bracket, so ideally we'd like to see a Gwinnett final, but you look at some of the other scores. South Gwinnett is putting it to Milton so far at half. They got some weapons to go deep. You look at some of the other teams. North Gwinnett's winning pretty big on Johns Creek. North's always a consistent playoff team. So you got to like probably those four teams right there to do something in the playoffs. Yeah,
what we're looking at right here is the potential of a Norcross Camden County matchup in the third round, depending on where that coin toss will fall between those two, but that's about 2 weeks in advance, and a lot could happen as we've seen here tonight. But just over the season as a whole, what was the biggest thing that surprised you, the thing that you did not expect?
I think what Parkview did as far as beating Grayson earlier in the year, having their chance to win the region title, and then obviously letting that slip away, losing 2 of their last 3 games. That was a kind of a surprise. I think in Region 7, we knew Norcross was going to be good, but they had to play all their tough games on the road, and for them to win all those games and be 10-0, I think that's a little bit surprising considering their schedule. And then you look at I think Mill Creek, what they did as well. They lose their quarterback, one of their running backs preseason, didn't really know how they were going to do, and they're just a couple plays from coming back and beating Norcross, and they hung with North Gwinnett, so that was another surprise team.
What do you think about my surprise again is Peachtree Ridge?
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like when Billy Best left, he took just about everything with him.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you want to look on the surprise teams that didn't do too well, Peachtree Ridge, that's a team that consistently was always in the playoffs. This year, just for whatever reason, couldn't get things going. In Region 8, Decula, they beat Norcross last year in the first round of the playoffs, went to the quarterfinals. They only win 1 game, so both those teams, I don't know if you can really put it on one thing. I know Decula had some injuries. I know Peachtree Ridge got off to the rough start with the offense, and just it seems like those first couple of games, if things don't start to click, it just kind of goes downhill really fast.
All right. Well, Brandon, I'll let you get back to your stats and your story. Can't wait to read it tomorrow in the Gwinnett Daily Post.
All right, I appreciate it.
No problem. Brandon Brigham. He writes the Blitz blog for the Gwinnett Daily Post, joining us here at halftime. 20-0 Norcross over Collins Hill. We're going to listen to more of the bands and have more action when we return. You're watching the Play On Sports Network of 2012 exclusive coverage of Georgia High School football.
one match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
Is the Norcross High School Blue Devil Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Mr. Lee Newman and Assistant Band Director Mr. Doug Maloney. This season we proudly present The Race, featuring arrangements of Thunderstruck by AC/DC, Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses, Feeling Good by Michael Bublé, Eye of the Tiger by Survivor, and We Are the Champions by Queen. The Norcross Marching Band is under the field command of drum majors Allison Fisher and Don Andrews. Drum majors, is the band ready for their halftime performance? And now we present the Norcross High School Blue Devil Marching Band. Ladies and gentlemen, your Norcross Blue Devils marching band.
Second half, moments from starting here from Blue Devil Field, campus Norcross High School. 20-0 Devils over the Chattahoochee Cougars, and the numbers tell the story. The big number for us is the penalties. Norcross was assessed 12 times for 91 yards. Chattahoochee 6 times for 50 yards. Those aren't the numbers you expect to see at this juncture of the season. Norcross thrown for 135 yards, rushed for 63. Chattahoochee threw for 34 yards, rushed for 17. For the Devils, the big man of the big people, of course, Miles Autry and Alvin Kamara. Autry with 97 yards through the air, Kamara with 21, Clinton Lynch with 1 pass. And the Cougars will get the ball to receive the second half, and it's going to get dumped out of bounds, and there's that penalty. It did hit inbounds before going out, giving the illegal use of geometry call. So the Devils will give the ball to the Cougars at the 35. Norcross with 3 scores, Alvin Kamara with 2 of them. He hurled his way in the first quarter, 5:15 mark. The kick was wide left. Then he scored 2. Then there was 2 other scores. First and 10 for the 35. Handoff, and it's going to be C.J. Leggett taken to the far side and out of play. And it's going to be second down and about 11 yards for the Devils. Ball at about the 34-yard line. Hello?
Second down and 9 from the 34.
Can I call you back, sir? All right, thank you. Bye. Second down and 11 at about the 34-yard line. Handoff. It'll go to the far side. This could be trouble. This is Aaron Garant, and he will get it out to about the 39, 40-yard line. It'll be a third down and about 5 play. Jaquan Frazier on the stop.
Third down and 5.
And the Devils will take over here. Third and 5. Ball resting at the 40 or so. Man in motion. Marshall been under pressure all night. Got a man. Colin Lisa. Got him at the 50. And Jaquan Simpkins on the stop. But that looks like Terry Crowder found something he liked. And he's gone to it here, giving Chattahoochee some good field position at midfield. 10:30 remaining here in the third quarter. Devils up 20-0. Man in motion. They're going to go to, that's 34 again, Garant. And he'll take it to the 46. It'll be about a 2nd and 6.
That'll bring up second down and 6.
Second and 6 from about the 46-yard line. This drive has done pretty well for the Cougars. They need some scores here. They're going to hand it off to Chase Nelson. Going to that far side. It'll be close to a first down.
Nelson, the ball carrier, down to the 43-yard line.
Marked out at the 42. Third short.
Tackle for Norcross, Michael Marshall. Bring up third down and 2.
Third and 2.
Let that defense hear you, Norcross.
Defense needed a step. Norcross defense trying to get a stand here, wanting to preserve their shutout. Marshall, he's back deep. He's got a man in motion. That's Lisa. He'll hand it off, though, to Leggett. Second effort, I think, gives Leggett the first down.
Leggett, the ball carrier, down to the 40-yard line.
To about the 40.
On the tackle, Jaquan Simpkins.
Simpkins on the stop. First and 10 at the 40. That's 34, Garant. He'll drag the pile. Still going. And it's going to be about the 30. Past the 30 to the 27. This is a good drive going for the Cougars. Terry Crowder making some adjustments. His offense wasn't able to do much. You heard about 50 total yards of offense compared to 200 for Norcross. But they're on the move here. First and 10, Devils territory 27. Leggett will get to the 25, 24. And it'll be second down, maybe 6. And 6 looks about right. 8:45 remaining in the third quarter. That's Nelson. And pushed out of bounds. Looks like Chattahoochee's doing, what they're doing here is they're kind of trying to go more north-south, trying to hold on to the blocks a little longer, give the give the Cougars room to run. He'll get one, making it 3rd and 5 from the 21. Had a couple of third down calls here in this drive. Marshall, and there's the rush that we saw during the first half. Playing the pressure there is Kevin Muhan, number 48. Muhan expected to be one of the main starters, one of the main pass rushers on this Devil team, and he comes up big there. He hasn't had a sack this game. Gets one there. Pushes Chattahoochee back, pass to, well, close to the 30. We'll see if Adam Abdaloui will come out to attempt a field goal. He missed a field goal in the late stages of the first half. He's got another one. This will be about a 47-yarder here. No, they're going to fake it, and there is nothing going there. Went straight to Avery Ward. Avery Ward bottled up immediately. And it's first and the ball will get turned over on downs. A little bit of a gut check call there by head coach Terry Crowder. Again, it was set up by Abdaloui's 54-yard attempt that was short toward the end of the second quarter. Now it's Norcross's turn, their first possession of the second half. Wilbur in shotgun. Fakes. He'll come to the near side. He's got a lot of room. There's a great block on that seal. And he'll get about 18. Credit, I'm going to say Quintarius Lindsay, number 24 on the seal block. And a flag down, probably a hold, though, on Lindsay, which caused Wilbur to get off that to be that open. I'm sorry, it's 21, Trey Smith. He was the one who did it.
Holding is the call against Norcross.
This will push the Devils' penalty yards above 100. My stat man is nodding in approval of my analysis on that one. So got an agreement there. Backs it up to the 29. And it's like we have this first down play all over again. Now we got to, let's see what the officials are going to call a timeout, I believe. I want to thank Bill Bryant for providing me my stats here today. Actually, it's not going to be 1st and 10. It's 1st and 11 at the 29. Quick handoff to Kamara. A lot of room, but he'll stumble. And at the 38. Good play, Brian Sykes. Got him down. Still gets 8. Second and 2. They call it 2. It's really a short 2. That's probably about right. 6:20 on the clock here in quarter number 3. Devils ahead 20-0. Devils playing their ground control game. And they'll keep it on the ground. A lot of room for Kamara. He's in the secondary. 2 men to get through. Got to get through the sandwich. And he won't, but it's going to go way down to the 20. Josh Hearn brought him down. Kamara tried to race through the Josh Hearn, Justin Jackson sandwich. Couldn't quite do it, but Hearn brings him down to 20. It's still a big gain for Alvin Kamara. As we hit the halfway juncture in quarter number 3, Devils up 20-0, looking for more there. Knocking out the red zone door. Kamara standing next to Wilbur. And there he goes. I think that's Autry, actually. No, yes, it is Autry. And he'll be brought down to 23. Miles Autry, the younger brother of Anthony Autry. He was a Norcross star last season, both as a cornerback and a wide receiver. Anthony currently at Georgia Tech. Miles, a junior, and I'm sure recruiting on him will get very big in the offseason. They'll lose 1-2 to the 22, 2nd and 12. The recruiting of Alvin Kamara has been pretty much one of the stories here in Gwinnett County. Wide open in the middle. That's Clinton Lynch. Gets out of 1. He'll be at the 5. Admittedly, this story has been consumed or subsumed by the Robert Kamichi diary and soap opera that's currently playing out at Grayson. The funny thing about Kamara is he was recruited by Nick Saban to the point of a bunch of recruiting letters showed up in his mailbox. 105 separate missives from Nick Saban showed up in one day. And I've got the postscript on that story in a second. 1st and 5. He'll take it and get to the 2, maybe the 3. And the postscript on that story is not 2 weeks later did Nick Saban get a running back recruit for the state of Georgia, running back commit for the state of Georgia for his 2013 class. But it was Tyron Jones, the guy from Walton. We knew recruiting was funny, but some of the events here in Georgia have made it almost a farce. The ball's resting at the 2. And the flag, they're going to call that dead. And late flag, false start on Norcross. Another penalty. 14 on the day for the Devils. And Keith Maloof, even though he's got the 20-0 lead, he's got a lot of things to coach about, especially these penalties. Backs Norcross up to the 7. Fake to Kamara. Oh, Lotus Trey Smith. Touchdown, Norcross. That's the 3rd touchdown pass from Wilbur, and it makes it 26-0 with 3:50 remaining. And here comes Mahfoud to attempt the point after. Collins Hills coming back against West Forsyth, 31-21 in that game. That's at the half. Here's the kick from Mahfoud. It's up, and it's good. With 3:50 to go, Norcross ahead 27-0. We'll be right back here on Play On Sports. John Morgo back here from Blue Devil Field, campus of Norcross High School. Devils and Cougars. Devils now ahead 27-0 over the Norcross Blue Devils. I'm sorry, Norcross Blue Devils 27-0 over Chattahoochee Cougars. My apologies for that. Kind of got messed up there in the middle of my call. Here at Blue Devil Field. Kick from Bingham. Will hit at the 13. This is Garant, and he'll get to the 20-21 before being brought down. It's going to be Brad Shear right down. And it'll be 1st 10 for the Chattahoochee Cougars at the 21. They're down 27-0 here in their playoff game against Norcross. 1st and 10. Again, Norcross made the playoffs last year, lost first round to the Kula Falcons. Rush to Leggett. He'll get it up to the 24. Tequila with a disappointing season on their end.
This evening, John Foster Agency, JR's Loghouse, Kevin Kuchar Construction, Little Caesars Pizza, Lynette Howard, Gwinnett County Commissioner,
Chattahoochee,
Harvey Luke, and Sam
for their part, we mentioned they went 15-0 2 years ago. 7-3 mark last season. I'm sorry, 10-2 mark last season. Made it to the second round in the state playoffs. Leggett, he's got room to the 30. 34-yard line. And that's going to be a new set of downs for Chattahoochee as the chains move. 3 minutes, 5 seconds remaining. Chattahoochee was able to move the football their last couple of times with it. Just been unable to punch it in. Marshall, underthrown and not a catch by Avery Ward. It was completely, it was underthrown, saw that. Had to come back, Ward had to come back for it. Big second down after the incomplete pass. They'll go to Nelson to the far side, and he'll get 5 to the 40. Jaquan Frazier will get there. Brings up 3rd and 5. Third and 5 from the 39. Quick drop. Got a man, complete.
Marshall's pass complete down to the 43-yard line. To number 13, Colin Lisa.
It'll go to Lisa. Just skirting that sideline, stopped and got it. Colin Lisa playing well. Got a couple of good receptions here. Like I said, Travis Marshall looks like he's found some holes in the zone. They've been moving the football, just can't put it in. They might do it here. Garant can't get out of a couple of grasps, but he will bring the ball to the 36. It'll be second and down. Call it 5. Second and 5 sounds about right. 2:13 remaining. I believe Chattahoochee trying to stay in the ball game. Here's Leggett to the 35. Under 2 minutes to go. Clock really against Chattahoochee right now. It's these long, Chattahoochee does have a good ball control offense, but it doesn't work when you're behind. 3rd and call it 3. Marshall looking, and there comes the rush, and down he goes. Jamal Jones, number 9, is there. And Marshall's been sacked about, I'm going to go 6 or 7 times here tonight. He's tasted grass a lot. That'll bring up the 4th down play. And credit the Blue Devil defense. They've allowed yards, but when it comes time to stiffen up, that's what they've done. And that's what we said. They are the 6th ranked defense here in 6A. To the 37. Here's Abdullawi. He tried a 54-yard field goal in the second quarter. Not here. He'll just quickly kick it off. Hits the 13, takes a Chattahoochee bounce, and go to the 10. 1st and 10 for the Devils with 39 seconds remaining. Let's see what Norcross does here. They need, I believe the mercy rule designation or cutoff is at least 30 points. They're sit at 27, and they'll have to go into the 4th quarter. So let's see if Norcross decides to go for it all when on our 1st down, try to get it. Kell has taken the lead from Southwest DeKalb, 13-7. And also Maris, no problem with Gilbert. 56-0. The War Eagles rolling over Gilbert. Ball down. Busted play. And I think Chattahoochee's going to get the ball to go to the end zone. It's a fumble recovery for a touchdown. Trey Hillman gets the fumble recovery and brings it in.
O.J. Thompson on the recovery and touchdown.
Looked like a busted snap. And Hillman will get credit with the 9-yard score. Makes it 27-6 for the Devils. And I'll bring up Abdullawi for the extra point. High snap, and it's good. So with 33 seconds, .4 remaining, Norcross 27, Chattahoochee 7. Now this could change the dynamic of this one. Let's see if Chattahoochee elects to go with an onside kick and try to get the ball back and try to take advantage of this. 27-6 is the score. We're just about almost done with the third quarter.
Pizza, chicken sandwiches, and hot dogs starting in the fourth quarter. In a while they last. Also half off on barbecue sandwiches.
Chattahoochee jogs out. Let's see what Abdullawi does here.
Miles Autry back deep for the Blue Devils.
Miles Autry back deep. Again, I doubt they're going to kick it to him. They might onside it. Just watch out. Watch for that. Abdullawi eyeing, I think, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised to see the onside kick in this situation. No, he decides to punch it in the end zone, where it'll be a touchback. So Norcross will have it 1st and 10 at the 20. Devils on it, 1st and 10. Let's see if they decide to do the, let's try to see if they decide to do another deep snap. Looks like they're going to. Looks like Wilbur is going to set up in shotgun or a pistol. He's got Kamara next to him. Kamara will get it. And for a minute there, I thought the play was blown dead. But Kamara will take it to the 23. No, the 22, really. And that should do it for our third quarter of action. As the clock ticks to under 15 seconds. And this probably will do it as the teams head to their respective sidelines. We got 12 more to go. Norcross ahead 27-7 over the Chattahoochee Cougars. We'll be right back. You're watching Georgia High School Playoffs on the exclusive home Play On Sports. Fourth quarter about ready to start here for Blue Devil Stadium. It's Norcross ahead 27-7. Chattahoochee just forced a fumble recovery deep in Norcross territory and was able to punch it in from 9 yards out. That made it 27-7. Norcross got one score of their own, a Trey Smith reception from Joseph Wilbur, 7 yards out in that one. And that's where we stand with 12 minutes to go here in the first round of this GHSA tournament. The winner of this one will face the winner of the South Gwinnett Milton contest next week. Off the end around, Kamara, Autry, and he'll get to the 20. This should be a first down as he was pushed out of bounds. At the 30, first down is called. And the chains will move on the other side of the 30, so just got enough there. Well, now Wilbur's got 3 to the near side, 3 to the far side, 1 to the near. Wilbur, a lot of passes, going deep. Receiver's got a man. Can the ball get there in time? Just out of his reach.
Wilbur's pass incomplete.
Go to Clinton Lynch. Had Justin Jackson on him, but that was as prettiest of a pass you will see. It had nice long arc on it. Referees are conferring. Pass interference may be the call. It is.
Interference is the call against Chattahoochee.
Big play there for Norcross.
First down, Norcross.
And the Blue Devils will get the first. They'll move the ball to the 45. 15 yards on that penalty.
End of the third quarter.
Again, Norcross being hurt for the penalties with the 14 in this game. But Chattahoochee probably has, I would say, half that, which would be about 75 yards, which is still pretty sizable. Wilbur fakes. He'll hand off. That froze the defense. Autry, 50, 45, 40, raises, gets a hurdle going. I'm sorry, that was Kamara again, to the 25. Norcross gets the first down.
Brian Sykes on the tackle for the Cougars.
Brian Sykes on the stop. A nice long game for Kamara. Again, Norcross pretty much has gone to their rushing offense.
Chicken sandwiches and hot dogs, also barbecue sandwiches, all half price.
And that is just draining the clock. That's Kamara to the left of Wilbur. He'll take it himself, and he can't make the corner. Flag down. Good play. Majid Bilal kind of forced him out there. But we'll check the flag. It's going to go. And Norcross will be flagged for the hold. After the penalty, let's see where they mark the football. It's a spot foul, and since that's close to the line of scrimmage, it'll be moved to the 35, I want to say. First and 10 at the 30, first and 20. Yeah, that's about right. First and 20 at the 35.
First and 20. 35.
Wilbur. He's got Kamara there. Fakes, throws, and out of bounds. He did that little pump. Looked like he was going for...
They'll bring up second down.
Trying to see who that was. It was Trey Smith again. Smith with one touchdown to his credit, as he went for it deep on first and 20. We got 10:47 on the clock here in the ball game. Norcross nursing a 20-point lead. Wilbur, Kamara, slips, comes to the near side, 30, 25, bowls over some players, and is pushed out at the 20. And that's what you call not being afraid to shy away from contact. Not being afraid to initiate contact. Dwayne Bartholomew got the back end of that. Ball is on the 20, picked up 15 on that. Makes it 3rd and 5. Big 3rd down here. Norcross trying to put the lead back above 3 scores. And Chattahoochee just got their touchdown. Fumble recovery by Trey Hillman. Norcross, they got the ends, and that's caught. Messiah Francis gets the first, past the 10 to the 8. Big play. Chattahoochee blitzed the ends, and Wilbur had to get rid of it in a hurry. Well, ball is marked at the 9, is where they're calling it. Although I gotta believe it's, well, 1 yard really doesn't make a. Anyway, here's the play. Kamara sees an edge, and there he goes through the hole. Touchdown, Alvin Kamara. Gets it from 9 out. That's Kamara's 3rd touchdown of the night, 2nd on the rush. And that puts the Devils back ahead, 33-7. Mahfoud with the extra point. It's up. He missed his first one, but has made his last 4. 10 minutes, 2 seconds remaining. Norcross ahead, 34-7 over the Chattahoochee Cougars. We'll be right back here on Play On Sports. Big touchdown by the Devils. Stretches their lead back to 4 scores. And it's 34-7 with 10 minutes remaining. Bingham will attempt the kickoff. Here's the kick. It's away. It's not going to go all the way deep. Took something off of it. Try to work some clock. Going to the far side. It'll be Garant. And it'll be out of bounds, roughly the 31. That's where the Cougars will take over. Get into the winner of this matchup. We'll play the winner of the South Gwinnett-Milton game next week. It was 27-10 in favor of the Comets, and that's still the score. West Forsyth has increased their lead over Collins Hill. Collins Hill cut it to 31-21. West Forsyth just put 2 more scores on the board. They're up 45-21. Referees will stop time again. Offsides on Norcross. Penalty number 15 against the Devils. So again, it's not a perfect night by any account. Norcross has been able to overcome their 15 penalties. 1st and 5, around the 37. This is Leggett. Went one way, cuts the other, finds some room, gets to midfield.
First down, Chattahoochee.
Grayson, no problem with Wheeler, 42-9. That's in the third quarter. Marietta's got a potential upset brewing. Marietta 16, Lowndes 6. That is at Lowndes. Colquitt County 17-10 over McEachern. That's at the half. But boy, if Marietta can beat Lowndes in Lowndes, going down there. But there's still a lot of football to be played there, as well as here. Norcross will be flagged again, penalty number 16. Unless, of course, they were drawn offsides. And it looks like, I'm going to say they were. No, they were not. Another 1st and 5. I think that did happen once, maybe, in this ball game. Moves the ball to the 45. Norcross giving Chattahoochee plenty of chances here tonight. Travis Marshall hands off, another flag down. This will probably wind up being a hold. Garant gets 4. Not enough for the first, but let's check the flag.
Illegal shift is the penalty against.
It will be an illegal shift penalty. So the ball will back up to pretty much where we started on this drive. Marshall got a man. That looks like that's number 8, Ward. Avery Ward. Down to the 24.
First down, Cougars. Fans, don't forget, we have half price on all burgers, pizza, chicken sandwiches, hot dogs, and barbecue sandwiches. Get them while they last.
Chattahoochee on the move here tonight. It's at the 23 with 9 minutes to go. Marietta just got another touchdown over Lowndes, 23-6. Looks like, I thought for a second there Leggett slipped. Now he didn't have the ball, so it didn't matter.
Leggett, the ball carrier, down to
No, he did. It was Leggett, and he did slip.
That'll bring up second down and 10 yards.
He slips at the 24, doesn't get anything. Seems like every time I update my scoreboard, Grayson has put more points on Wheeler. Marshall stands, time comes in, intercepted. Avery Ward was the intended receiver. It looks like it's going to be number 11, Bryant Henderson, on the pick. So there's that bend but don't break defensive philosophy that Norcross has used tonight. And that's pretty much more than likely going to salt this game away for the Devils. Now let's see if Wilbur comes back out and Kamara comes back. Let's see if both Wilbur and Kamara come back out. It is Wilbur. He's under center. Man in motion. Trey Smith goes from one end to the other. This is Kamara. Ball was at the 10. They'll move out to about the 15, 16, where it will be marked 2nd and 4. So remember earlier I was saying there really wasn't that many upsets, but that Marietta Lowndes looks like it'll be a huge shocker if that holds through. Mill Creek, mild upset over here in the Region 7-6 play. Mill Creek up by 14 over Alpharetta. That game is late, 38-24, Mill Creek. Kamara again, 20, still on his feet, tries to get to the back to the far side, to the 24. Nate Sherman, number 18, bringing him down. It will be at the 25. Looking again at Region 7, Region 6 action, I gave you the Mill Creek Alpharetta score, the Norcross Chattahoochee score. North Gwinnett still up over Johns Creek, 28-7. Really the only team from Region 6 winning tonight is West Forsyth beating Collins Hill 45-21. Ball is loose again. This should be another fumble recovery for the Cougars. It is. Dwayne Bartholomew. So Norcross has lost 2 fumbles, 7 minutes and 3 seconds to go. That one will not result in a touchdown, so the Cougars still get new life.
First and 10 Cougars at the 25-yard line.
Ball at the 25. They are down 34-7. First finals of the night should be trickling in. They go to Leggett, and Leggett will lose 1. Colquitt 17, McKeecher 10. That's at the half. Lovejoy 37, Tri-City 0. That's in the third. It'll be marked 2nd and 10. Whitewater 49, Lee County 7. Heritage Conyers took the lead back from Altoona. It's 21-17 in the third. Marshall will go immediately passing. Flag thrown. Pass interference. It was headed for Ward. They're going to call Sean Akins for the interference probably. All right, we got our first final of the night. Burke County advances with a 35-7 win over Perry. Norcross flag for that pass interference. That'll make it an automatic first down. Final at Marist. The War Eagles advance 56-0 over Gilmer. Blessed Trinity 28, White County 14, North Hall no problem with Woodward 31-7 on that one. Oh, you want to talk about scoring? Wait till I give you the score from George B. Maloof Stadium at St. Pius. You're not going to believe this one. Ball's moved to about the 13, 1st and 10. 2 to the far side, 1 to the near. 6:20 on the clock. They're going to go to Nelson, and there's nothing there for Chase. He gets chased down after getting 1 maybe to the 19. The Golden Lions of St. Pius are beating Dawson County by a score of 72-21. Vidalia beats West Side of Augusta 57-0. That's a final. 72 for the Golden Lions. They lose 1 on that play. Marshall again tipped away at the last moment by Simpkins. He was looking for Lisa. Simpkins got a hand on it. North Cobb over Valdosta, 35-14. So it's entirely possible that the 2 Valdosta schools could both go down in defeat here in the first week of the playoffs.
Make some noise for your defense, Norcross. 3rd down.
3rd and 11. I don't know the last time that happened. I'm sure somebody's going to go check on that for us. It's 3rd and 11 with 5:40 on the clock. Devils want to blitz. Here they come. Marshall's going to be pressed. He's going to have to move it up. And he'll get maybe a yard to the 15. Let's see if Abdului will come out for a field goal here on 4th. Actually, well, he'll lose 2, actually. Gets pushed back to about the 27. I'm sorry, the 17. 4th and 11 at about the 17. They're going to go for it here. As I said, that's that bend but don't break philosophy on the Devil defense. Marshall, he's got Lisa all wide open in the end zone, doesn't see him, and is dragged down. Got chased down and dropped by Jamal Jones. Cole Isner theirs too. He had Colin Lisa wide open in the back of the end zone. Just either didn't see it or couldn't get it to him. We're under 5 minutes. Norcross probably going to put the ball on the ground and keep it there. Ball's at the 20. Lowndes trying to come back against Marietta. It's 23-13. Handoff to Kamara. He's got room. 25. First down, Alvin Kamara at the 30. And Norcross will more than likely try to get this clock down. First down for the Devils. Camden County, no problem with Hillgrove, 38-10. Giving scores all throughout Georgia here. First week of the state playoffs. Half the teams will advance to the round of 32. That'll take place next week. I'm sorry, to the round of 16 next week. Kamara hops his way, stutter steps to the 37. Second and 3. Again, Norcross, the 1 seed, looks like they're going to win this matchup. Host South Gwinnett, which is leading Milton 27-10. Barring a Milton comeback, this will set up a rematch of the first week of the regular season. A win by the Devils, 35-20. Norcross 5-0 against playoff teams this season. On the option toss, Clinton Lynch, 45. He'll stay in bounds and down at 50. He could have gone out and elected to stay in and work the clock as we're at the 3:30 mark. Noonan, 38-0 over Alcovy. We're in overtime at Walton. 7-7. Walton Parkview goes to overtime. That's a nail biter. Clock moves as we get past 3:25. Devils taking all the time in the world. Looks like Terry Crowder will probably let this. Well, actually, they're going to bring in Griffin Barker, the new quarterback. Handoff. Gets a couple. Griffin Barker, the sophomore. Kamara still in the ball game. He'll get to the 49 into Chattahoochee territory. Would expect to see Kamara come out of the game pretty soon. Don't want to risk him with the second round matchup against that Milton South Gwinnett winner. Figure Norcross probably needs another 10 yards or so to put the finish on this ball game. This is the Jibri Jones, I believe. Jibri Hicks. And I believe that's going to be it for Alvin Kamara. He'll get one to the 48. And we're going to have more second teamers coming in. All right, Grayson and Wheeler are a final, 49-9. So the Rams advance. Again, Rams surprise, they lost to Parkview early on the schedule, but Parkview faltered at the end, and the Rams backdoored their way into another region title. Another rush. As you hear the Vuvuzelas. That's Kadarius Garrett. The Vuvuzelas, clearly the plague of the 21st century. It's going to be 4th and 8, and Devils are going to have to punt. We're under 90 seconds to go. Norcross is going to take this all the way down to a minute, and we'll see what Chattahoochee elects to do when they get it back. North Gwinnett leaving Johns Creek in the dust. It's 48-7 Bulldogs, ending the season of the Gladiators. Mill Creek hanging on to that 38-24 lead over Alpharetta. And West Forsyth still up by 2 scores over Collins Hill, 45-21. And Norcross will take a timeout with 57 seconds. We'll be right back here on Play on Sports, coverage of Georgia High School playoff football. Back to live action. Tommy Tate comes out to take the punt. Devils up by 27 in this matchup, 34-7. 4 seed against the 1 seed. And it looks like Norcross will advance to the second round. There's the kick from Tate. Fair catch signaled for at the 10 and caught at the 10. Well, it'll be at the 12 by Al.
Blue Devils will be hosting round 2 of the playoffs next Friday.
All right.
November 23rd. Come celebrate the Thanksgiving weekend right here at Blue Devil Stadium.
So now Chattahoochee will take over with 50 seconds remaining.
Kickoff will be at 7:30.
7:30 start next week for Norcross in the second round. They will host that South Gwinnett Milton winner. And let's see what the Cougars decide to do. Whether or not they'll actually run some plays or just elect to take this game home. There's a penalty flag. That's what's going on. Moves the ball to the 12, it looks like. Handoff, 15-20. This is Garant, still on his feet, trying to get to the sidelines, dropped down to 23. That'll be a first down for Chattahoochee. So clock stops with 40 seconds to go. They'll move the chains and then start it immediately. Good win here tonight for the Devils. They got 6 points on the board in the first quarter, put 2 touchdowns on the second, and coasted from there. Garant again. I'm sorry. Quarterback keeper from Marshall. And that makes it to the 24. We're under 30 seconds. Chattahoochee does not have to run a play, and it looks like they won't. So that's going to do it for us here at Blue Devil Field. Norcross wins it 34-7 over the Chattahoochee Cougars. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Play on Sports coverage of Georgia High School football. Norcross wins it 34-7. We'll see you next week. You've been watching Play on Sports.